Hello everyone, my name is Nishal Sapiriya. I was one of the guys who built a company called Market, now IHS Market. When I had the pleasure of meeting Maggie and the team, I was familiar with click fraud, but I wasn't aware of all the different ways that people are hacking ad tech today. I sat with them for about half an hour and I sat there and I thought, wow, I really should have been an ad tech hacker. Then I sat down with them a bit more and then I got to know the technology and I thought, damn, thank God I didn't become an ad tech hacker. With that, I want to introduce Maggie from Devcon. Thank you.
When was the last time you stopped to pick a penny up off the street? Probably never. But I want you to imagine New York Times Square filled with $19 billion worth of pennies. That's the size of the online ad fraud problem this year alone. And it's happening in pennies. Online advertising is transacting in micro payments. Online ads are micro transactions. And they're happening every minute, every second, billions of times a day, often by nameless, faceless entities. And those entities are then laundering this money into the global banking system, making this ad tech problem a fintech problem. It's a banking problem. Good afternoon, I'm Maggie Louie, CEO and co-founder of Devcon. We started this company after I caught a hacker who had stolen an estimated $1 million from the industry. We wanted to stop criminals, so we started Devcon. And just last month, we actually helped win the first ever conviction for ad fraud, resulting in a 4-year prison sentence and total payment of the stolen funds. It's a massive win for the industry. And when this news broke, the vice president of Cox Media Group sent me this email. And we don't need our own show on Netflix, but I think this illustrates exactly how huge the appetite for justice is. And there are companies just like Cox who will pay us for it. Because just last year, this was a $9 billion problem, but it's growing to be a $44 billion problem in just a short time frame, and that's massive. That's a massive problem. How is it even happening? How is it growing that fast? It's happening because those charged with looking for fraud and money laundering, cybersecurity experts, don't know anything about online advertising. They don't know ad ops and they don't know ad tech. And ad tech people and ad ops folks aren't being taught to look for money laundering. They don't know cybersecurity. So this is flying completely under the radar of both industry and government. Devcon, with our platform and with our 15 years of combined dual domain expertise, can stop this. Before starting Devcon, I spent 10 years developing digital products for the Los Angeles Times, EW Scripps, and American Public Media. And I know this industry inside and out. And my co-founder and CTO, Josh Summit, has more than a decade as a cybersecurity expert. And he's worked for the IRS. He led the ethical hacking team for Bank of America, and he also worked for Kevin Mitnick, literally the world's most notorious hacker. Let me show you Devcon, the SaaS platform powerful enough to catch fraud and stop criminals. And we're doing this remotely, zero integration. We know the authorized account numbers, and we can identify the potential fraudulent ones, and we can trace them across the entire network of publishers that they're attacking, back to an original account number and an original server distributing them. And we can notify our customers, law enforcement, and network providers immediately, stopping this criminal activity in minutes, not days and hours. And we can restore revenue back to the legitimate companies and not criminals. We started with just one publisher, and we've already grown that to 11 enterprise-wide, 3 of which are Fortune 500 companies. And we're working now with brands, agency, and advertisers because they understand this is an industry crisis. And we've just begun POCs with government, banks, and auditors because, like us, they understand that this is not just an ad tech problem. This is a banking problem. And it's not just at an operational level. This is a board problem. We sit at the intersection of cybersecurity and big data, and there has been plenty of M&A activity in this space. In just the last 2 years, there have been 3 major deals. But I want to go back to this $44 billion in pennies, because it's still $44 billion. And since we've been here today, the industry has lost $6 million to ad fraud. And by the end of today, that's going to grow to $51 million today in ad fraud losses. Advertisers don't want to be robbed. Publishers and agencies don't want to be blamed. And banks don't want to be complicit. But $44 billion worth of theft can't go unaddressed. Devcon is the solution. We're intelligent software, powerful enough to stop crime. Please come see us afterwards, and together we can change this future. I'm Maggie Louie, CEO of Devcon. Thank you.